Hey everyone, what's going on? It's LeakingCode here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to successfully UV wrap an object and import it into Roblox Studio. Now, if you don't know what I mean by that, it's basically where you import an object from Blender into Roblox Studio with all the textures and colors. Now, UV wrapping is very easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So, let's get started. So, you can have any object you want. I'm just going to be using a cube. You can have a UGC that you've made. It doesn't matter. You can have terrain, you can have any model you want. How many vertices and things it has is going to be dependent on you, and it could just make it a lot harder if you have a lot of vertices. Now, of course, you can't have over 5,000 tris or whatever they're called, because that is way more than Roblox can handle. So, yeah. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna go into edit mode by pressing tab, and we're gonna hit A to select it all. So now that we selected it all, we want to come over to the bottom left over here, and we're gonna drag out a new window. So then we can come over here to the viewport and change it to UV image editor. Okay, so you'll see a blank grid like this. Actually, you can unselect that, doesn't really matter. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to click new. Oh, not new, sorry. We're going to click open. And you're going to come over to your pictures or wherever you've saved a color palette. And I'll show you how to get a color palette. So all you have to do is head over to Google, search up color palette, copy one you like, and voila. And save it into a pictures folder. You can have any sort of colors you like, it doesn't really matter. So my one is called unnamed1.png. So I'm gonna double click, put that in. Doesn't matter how big it is, it will just resize it how you like. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna select your cube over here. It doesn't matter if that goes away, because if you unselect it, it's not gonna come back anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So you're gonna come over here, select it all, and you're gonna hit U for UV mapping. And you're going to come over here to Smart UV Project, and you're going to click it, and then just click OK. Don't mess with any of the settings, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so now we've got our cube in here. What we're going to do is we're going to open up that image again. Okay, so as you can see, it's sort of stretched out to its boundaries, and as you can see, there's still no colour on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and we're going to select texture. Now, as you can see, it looks a little odd because we haven't color corrected it yet. And as you can see, some of the sides are black. That is because our lamp, it depends on the lamp direction. So if I do that, it's going to cover those. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to select edit mode, press A to select it all, and I'm going to come over here and select all the vertices in here, hit S, and scale it down. Now this is extremely useful, and it's something that you might want to get used to, because it always helps when UV wrapping. Okay, so as you can see, we've just got sort of this weird sort of gradient, which actually looks pretty cool. But I'm going to make each side a different colour. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select face select. Now obviously won't look anything to you right now, but if I right click on a face, it will show up over here. So I'm going to start off with the top face, and I'm going to press G in here, and as you can see, if I move it around on the right, the cube is changing color. So I'm going to move this one into orange. Now I'm going to select another face, and I'm going to press G in here. I'm going to select this one on a cyan blue. I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to change it to a darker green. Gonna come around here, and we won't be able to see these ones because the lamp isn't around there. Not too worried about that. And I'm gonna change this one to a purple. I'm gonna come around here, select this one. I'm gonna change this one to a yellow. Come to the bottom one, and I'm gonna change this to a. Let's go with a bright white texture. Okay, so we now have our successfully UV wrapped project. So now we can just make sure you're still in edit mode and go back into vertex select and select the cube. Now, and also make sure all your UVs are selected in here, so if they aren't, just press A again, and it'll select them all. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come over to File, and you're going to go Export, make sure it's a wavefront.obj. This is an object file. So you're going to come over here, and I'm going to save mine in Blender Items, and I'm going to call mine Cube. So it's going to export OBJ. Now we can hop on it over into Roblox Studio, get rid of that output, we don't need it, and to import it in, we need something called a MeshPart. Now if you're familiar with MeshParts, just skip this bit, but basically what MeshParts do is they carry data over from your software, or it basically just carries over the data from the software which your file was created in. It's really difficult to explain. Basically you can search up MeshPart, as you can see it already came up earlier, and just add one into your workspace. Make sure it's in your workspace just so it's easy. So once you want to do that, you want to select your MeshPart and you want to come down to Mesh ID, click the little folder icon. You're going to come over to where you saved it and you see mine's cube, double click it. And it says your mesh contains location data, just hit no. And as you can see, it has now successfully imported with all of our textures. So we got our green, cyan, orange, purple, white, and yellow. So that is really how you do it. I'm going to be making a tutorial on Mode 16 next, or anything else that you guys comment below. So if you have any ideas, make sure to comment them. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Goodbye.